High school football is special all across the state of Louisiana, but nothing compares to our area. It's time for This Week in River Parish Football. From Petra Restaurant, 1036 West Airline Highway in LaPlace, welcome to This Week in River Parish Football. I'm Eric Ritchie, pleased to be joined by West St. John head coach Robert Valdez as we bring you 30 minutes of River Parish Football. A lot to get to. First of all, hello, Coach. Happy holidays.
Yes.
It's great to see you. A tough one up north,
right,
but we still love you, and a great season it was for the Rams.
Thank you. Tremendous season. We got 14 out of 15 weeks in worth of work. We had some good times. We had some very memorable times, and real proud of my young men, and glad that our program is on a solid foundation. And always, as usual, look forward to regrouping and doing it again.
Well, you have every right to be proud of those young men and yourself and your coaching staff. We'll talk more about West St. John as we go throughout the show. A couple of members of the St. James football team are with us tonight here at Petra's. We're going to bring them up in a little bit. Lori Lyons from riverparishfootball.com. She's here to tell us a little bit about our postseason award, Coach. The player of the year as far as the offensive player of the year, defensive players of the year. The candidates will be unveiled on tonight's show, and we'll always, as always, work the room and talk about our good friends here at Petra Restaurant. But first of all, first matters at hand, a 36-35 loss to Haynesville. Tell us, I guess, when it boiled down to it, what was the difference in the game?
Well, I think that we were up 22-6 in the first quarter. We really jumped out early. I mean, our first three drives, we went down and scored. I think one of the turning points of the game happened to be when they went for two and we pretty much had the quarterback corralled, and somehow, some way he pulled a Houdini act and did a 360 and reversed the field and ran all the way back 52.5 yards and scored a two-point conversion. That really electrified them. We had a turnover. We were up 22-15, had a turnover at that point, and they crept up and scored it and tied the game going to halftime, 22 apiece. We came right back in the second half in two plays, and Collins scored a 65-yard touchdown. And it was that type of game. It was almost reminiscent of the Georgia-Alabama game, with both teams really pounding each other.
Well, we are going to change things up a little bit. Right here is where we usually show the highlights of last week's games. We have a highlight of a game that has never seen the air. It's never been on riverparishfootball.com. It was your first game of the year, and you played on a Monday, so it never wound up in the highlights because everybody else played on Friday.
Right.
So when you played South Plaquemine after Hurricane Isaac, actually at Belle Chase High School,
right,
you know what? We're going to show those highlights. Why not?
Okay.
Let's go ahead and show those highlights instead of this past weekend with Haynesville. We told you what happened. Right. Let's see something that had a little bit better of a happier ending. In a bizarre season, West St. John opened the year Week 2, playing on a Monday night facing South Plaquemines at Belle Chase. A wild one ensued. Trailing 14-0 early, Kylam Favorite, on what was to be foreshadowing to a monster game, exploded 58 yards for the Rams' first score of the game. And with 6:44 left in the first quarter, West St. John trailed 14-6. One of the stars to the Rams defense that made it all the way to the Dome last year, Dontre Turner, picked up right where he left off, causing havoc to opponents' backfields. Playmakers all over the field for West St. John. Justin Bethencourt fields the punt close to his own 30. A little stutter step action, then emerging from the near sidelines, watch out, Bethencourt is going to take this one the distance. Special teams coming up huge. Still down by 2, the dynamic Jeremy Jackson takes care of that, powering into the end zone to tie this bad boy up at 14 apiece. Sweet redemption for West St. John dads like Tony Nathan. His son Terrence suffered defeat at the Dome to South Plaquemines in the 2007 state championship game. Little brother Trey trying for some redemption. And he's not alone. Here's Sheldon Cannon. His son Sheldon Jr. was on that 2007 West St. John team too. Little brother Ryan doing what he can for a little revenge on this night. After a South Plaquemine touchdown just before the half, it's quarterback Austin Howard on the keeper, showing the elusiveness and taking it all the way down to the 1-yard line, closing seconds of the first half. But the Hurricanes were bowed up for a serious half-ending goal line stand. They would take a 22-14 lead to the break. Not much of a break, however, for West St. John. Head coach Robert Valdez, not pleased with his team's efforts to close the first half, made his team run, and run some more during halftime. Let's just say they got the message. What ensued was nothing short of an offensive onslaught. First Favorite cutting far side and exploding 29 yards for the score, and West St. John was down by 2. Next possession, it's Favorite again. A little change of direction, and he ducks away from the defense, finds a seam, and forget about it. This time, Favorite goes 80 yards to the house for his 3rd TD of the game. 2-point conversion? Why not? Favorite with ease, and it's a 28-22 West St. John lead. Defense getting into the act as well. Loose ball, and it's West St. John senior Damon Pierce with the recovery on the ground. Offense quickly turns that into points. Again, it's Favorite, but this time it's on a long pass play from Howard. His 4th touchdown of the game, 3rd in the quarter. West St. John rolls in the opener, beating South Plaquemine 36-22, and at least a small bit of redemption for the 2017.
We're real flat at the beginning, and it just shows a lot of resiliency. It shows the type of character that we have as a team, not to really rattle. And we took their best punch early, and we kind of regrouped and just got the basics a little bit. Stopped trying to force things, and defensively, we played fundamentally sound, and I think we warmed down a little bit. Once we warmed down, we just kept with our same formula.
Talk about regrouped. I don't think I've ever seen a coach make his players run at halftime after you guys got stopped at the goal line. Give me the kind of the genesis behind that move.
Well, I mean, like I told them, I told the kids, I said, guys, we have no energy. We're flat. I mean, it makes no sense for us to just sit up here and talk about it. We need to just let's run. I'm gonna run you until I get your attention. And I think we ran about back and forth about 4 or 5 times until I got their attention and just get them understand that, hey, man, nobody's going to lay down for you. I don't, stop reading these press clippings, stop reading all these things about all these accolades about all this and all that. Saying football is football. And at the end of the day, teams are going to come out and give you their best.
We came out flat. I ain't going to lie to you. We came out flat. It looked like nobody was really in the mood to play. But coach got on us. He pressed hard, challenged us. We stepped up to the plate.
It's like we was itching to get back on the field, and we came out slow. It's just a thing about football. Just think about coming out here every day, going to work, hard work, dedication, it pays off.
So if you just tuned in, those were the highlights of West St. John's first game of the season, a win over South Plaquemine, avenging that 2007 state championship loss. Coach, congratulations on a tremendous year. You won 8 straight games. You represented the area. You were the furthest team in the River Parish to go a game away from the Dome. I know your team is a little disappointed right now, but from all of us at riverparishfootball.com, congratulations on a tremendous run.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's a whole lot better for planned service than it is for demand service.
That's why at Cajun Comfort, Electrical, Air Conditioning, and Heating, we've developed a unique umbrella for our customers known simply as
Comfort Club.
For AC units, it's the
ESA.
Energy Savings Agreement.
You get 2 cleanings a year. Also with that, you get a 15% discount on any repairs you may need, and you get priority service, which to me is the most important thing.
Comfort Club.
Which also includes
EPP.
Electrical Protection Plan.
We go through your panel and check all your breakers, check everything, make sure everything looks good. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of electrical fire in your home.
Comfort Club.
And for your generators,
GMP.
Generator Maintenance Program.
We go through, we change the oil, we change filters. When the storm comes, your generator's up and ready to kick on for you.
We're what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and we guarantee that satisfaction 100%.
Now's the time to call Cajun Comfort, Electrical, Air Conditioning, and Heating, and just ask for
Comfort Club. At myhealthinsurancelady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
So go to myhealthinsurancelady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's My Health Insurance Lady.
myhealthinsurancelady.com. Petra, the River Region's newest dining experience, located in the heart of LaPlace, offers full-service dining, an elegant lounge, and abundant meeting and special event space. Featuring an exotic menu filled with local flavors, Petra offers an express lunch served up in 30 minutes or less, and a variety of daily specials. The lounge features 6 TVs, a full-service menu, and daily happy hour specials. Perfect for a business meeting or to spend a nice evening with friends. Our lounge offers the elegance you expect and the service you deserve. Celebrate your special moments at Petra Restaurant and Lounge, the River Region's newest dining experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, the St. James Mighty Wildcats.
Go, man! Welcome back to This Week in River Parish Football. We are at Petra Restaurant, the Old Bulls Corner, but man, you should see the changes inside. It's the holiday season. We want you to plan your holiday special events right here, 1036 West Airline Highway in Laplace. We'll talk more about this fine restaurant in just a second, but we've got some new guest up here on the set from St. James High School, starting right here. This is Seth Keller. We've got Rashawn Dennis, and we've got Tevin Groh. These guys, valiant effort throughout the last couple years. It didn't show in the win and the loss column, but these guys, we've been out to practices, we've seen them in games throughout the year. They have a lot to be proud of, and they represented their school very well. Guys, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Seth, let's start with you. You're the senior. We got a senior, junior, and a sophomore. What was it like these last couple of years playing for the Wildcats? You didn't win any games the last 2 years, 0-19, but man, did you guys fight each and every week.
It was a journey. My 4 years was very memorable, and I mean, a lot of people say your high school days are your best days of your life, and I can see why they say that.
Seth was a outright tackling machine. At times this year, he literally led the state of Louisiana in tackles. He ended the year averaging over 13.5 tackles a game. Also played on the offense, carried the ball a little bit, running back, fullback, was a return guy as well. What was it like being a team leader this past year? And again, you know, the hurricane kind of wiped out the first week. You didn't get to play Coach Valdez and your rivals, but what was it like as a team leader when guys might have wanted to jump the ship or people making fun of you guys in the hallway or something? What was it like as a team leader?
It just shows the mental toughness that you have to have on the field and off. Fans are going to be fans, and you just have to go out and play football every night.
I know after the final game of the season, we talked to Rashawn Dennis, played running back, played safety. When our guys at riverparishfootball.com interviewed you, I remembered the optimism that you had, and you pointed to that number 4 and said, remember this, I'll be back next year.
You train hard every summer?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to lead the team.
Yeah?
Victor.
Cool. Next year's gonna be all wins?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. You gonna work hard?
Mm-hmm. Take this number out. 4.
All right, man.
Talk about the enthusiasm you have for coming up to next season.
Well, it's like how I play in the team. Like, I'm trying to be a team leader for next year, because I have to replace Seth. You know, he taught me how to, you know, overcome all those people, the fans, and how they criticize us and all that. So he showed me how to be a team leader and, you know, overcome all of that.
Rashawn, what did he teach you? Give me some of the examples that you learned from Seth this year, taking some of the brunt of people and some of the negative things that they said about you guys.
Like, coming off the field, you know, like if we'll go 4 and out, you know, and I just put my head down, he'd be like, don't put your head down, you know, keep your head up, don't never put your head down, you know. He always had me in this mode where, you know, I was always hyped up, you know.
That's excellent. We'll move right on along to a sophomore. Down at the end of the table here is Tevin Groh. And Tevin, you know, you played tight end, you played defense as well. What was it like for you, a youngster in this football program, moving up, realizing you guys haven't won a football game in 2 years? What's it been like for you as a sophomore?
It's just a challenge. Like, I'm used to winning and coming up. It was just something new. But the seniors taught me to always keep fighting no matter what the score was. And that's what we did.
What was the highlight of the season for you, Tevin? I know you caught a pass on the offensive side, but when you look back on this 2012 season, what will stand out to you?
Probably my first sack.
First sack? Who'd that come against? Give me that play.
Darian Claiborne, Port Allen.
Guys, Tevin, Rashawn, Seth, thank you very much from all of us at riverparishfootball.com. Way to represent, guys. We're proud of you. Proud of all of you. Let's hear it for these guys right here, what they went through the last couple of years. We take a break. Lori Lyons joins us here at Petra in just a minute. This Week in River Parish Football from Petra Restaurant rolls on after this.
At myhealthinsurancelady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's my health insurance lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's my health insurance lady.
So go to myhealthinsurancelady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's my health insurance lady.
myhealthinsurancelady.com.
Hurricane Isaac and the flooding in St. John and St. James parishes may have knocked us down, but we're picking ourselves back up and rebuilding. At RTC, we repaired our network, restored services, and issued credits for service interruptions. We will repair the connections in your home, replace damaged equipment, and if you're living in a travel trailer, we will connect service there at no additional charge. That's how we treat our friends and neighbors at RTC. We're Reserve Telecommunications. We're not going anywhere. This is our home.
Petra, the River Region's newest dining experience, located in the heart of LaPlace, offers full-service dining, an elegant lounge, and abundant meeting and special event space. Featuring an exotic menu filled with local flavors, Petra offers an express lunch served up in 30 minutes or less, and a variety of daily specials. The lounge features 6 TVs, a full-service menu, and daily happy hour specials. Perfect for a business meeting or to spend a nice evening with friends. Our lounge offers the elegance you expect and the service you deserve. Celebrate your special moments at Petra Restaurant and Lounge, the River Region's newest dining experience. And welcome back to This Week in River Parish Football. Lori Lyons from riverparishfootball.com joins us, a 20-year-plus veteran of covering River Parish football. Beautiful place here. Right?
Yes, I've been here many times as its former incarnation is Bull Corner, and I'm really enjoying this. Looking forward to dinner. Special
events, all your holiday plans. Come on down. Bring your family, bring your significant other. Lori did. The Destrehan baseball coach is here.
Yes,
Mr.
sitting
Lyons.
on the sofa, of course.
Coach Luquette is here as well. You talk about character. The 3 young men that were sitting here just before you got here from St. James, and guys like Seth Keller and Rashad Dennis, and these guys, what they've done and had to persevere. Can you imagine going through 2 years of high school football and not winning a game, but still showing up to practice?
I don't think that's happened. When I did a story on Seth earlier this year, I asked him, how hard is it to do this and just to keep going? And he said, you just love the game of football, and if you love the game of football, you do what you have to do. And 2 years without a win, that's brutal.
Now, you've been covering football for a long time in the River Parishes, and of course the next big step for St. James is who will replace James Bell, who was the head coach during that entire 0-19 run after Coach Gailey was I don't even know how to put it, but it was not nice what happened to Coach Gailey. Let's just put it like that, and we're all big fans of Coach Gailey. But now, over 40 applicants for that job opening at St. James. Some of the names that have come out, former Riverside coach Mickey Roussel, former East St. John assistant Dennis Lorio, Dwayne Jenkins, of course, the offensive coordinator at Letcher. And I'm going to get you to comment on these guys in just a second. Antoine Carter, of course, the defensive coordinator at West St. John. Shane Kleber, currently already on staff at St. James. Daniel Luquette, someone that near and dear to your heart, quarterback coach at Destrehan. And John Lambert, who's coaching the River Parish All-Stars, back at Hahnville right now as an assistant, but he'll be coaching the River Parish All-Stars in that Battle of the Bayou. Let's start with Coach Mickey Roussel, a guy that is just 1 year removed from this after getting the field named after him at Riverside.
And a name that everybody recognizes, and everybody knows who he is, and everybody knows what he's done, the success he had at Riverside. I think that, that was an extraordinary name to come out of that pool of applicants that, you don't know whether he's retiring or ready to get back in it. Maybe retirement's not suiting him very well.
Back in 1991, I did not know Lori Lyons, and she did not know Eric Ritchie, but we were both in the Superdome when Thibodeau won the state championship. When Dennis Lorio won, we were doing the sidelines for HTV, and then he tripped over the cables, and he's won a state championship, and he left in the middle of the season at East St. John, but what a great football mind. And
he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I used to interview him from when he was at Thibodeau. I'd call him. The first time I had to call him, I said, would you marry me so I can be Lori Lorio? It's been a running joke for 26 years. So, a great guy, and I know he left East St. John under a little cloud this year. He was not happy there, and I believe he went and traveled. He took a travel trailer and went around the country, and now but looking to get back into football, and I think that's another big name to come out of that pool.
Another one of the possible front runners is a guy who was up for the job 2 years ago, and that's Letcher offensive coordinator, one of the great minds in River Parish football, Dwayne Jenkins.
That's what everybody says about him. He's got a great mind for football, and everybody is very impressed with him, what he does, and the philosophy he has, and the ideas he has. I don't know why he hasn't been, nobody's pulled the chain on him and put him in a spot. Maybe this will be it.
Antoine Carter, the defensive coordinator at West St. John, always so intense. Every time I'm there, before the 1A state championship game last year, gave a passionate speech to his defense and to his players about what this game means to the community. What a great choice that would be.
And if if he's been mentored by Coach Valdez, he knows the game and he knows exactly what he's doing. And no, he didn't pay me to say that. I think another great mind to come out of a great program. I mean, you can only do well there. So.
No question. Just look at what the defense has done throughout the last few years. Shane Kleber on the staff at St. James, and you want continuity, there you go.
I covered him. Yes, and exactly, continuity, and that might be a smart choice because he's there, he knows the kids, knows the program, knows the way it was done in the past, and maybe, could bring that back as well as the success, just bring back the way things are done at St. James.
Speaking of someone you covered, Daniel Luquette, during his days as a quarterback at Destrehan, now the quarterback's coach, but he's been an offensive coordinator. He certainly has a ton of experience and a ton of offensive knowledge. Would be a great choice as well.
And I think he's looking to move up and get his name out there as a head coach. And he certainly wants an opportunity to show what he can do, as all young assistant coaches do. And you have to throw your hat in the ring, otherwise you'll never get chosen. So yeah, Daniel has put his name in the hat.
And John Lambert, again, former Hahnville assistant, now back at Hahnville and coaching the River Parish All-Stars.
And what a great guy! Another one who comes from a very strong, successful program, and could certainly bring all of that knowledge that he's gained to a program that is looking to restructure.
So a lot of names from the River Parish area. Last time they went outside the River Parish. Something tells me they won't do that again.
That'll be interesting to see if they stick closer to home this time and find somebody who's been here and kind of a homegrown kind of fellow. So.
What did we just list? 8 different choices that all would be good ones?
And all local, local ties at the very least.
So. Well, Lori, we appreciate it. And as we go to break, you helped, along as with George Becknell, helped us formulate our 6 finalists for our offensive, defensive, athlete, and coach of the year honors, which we will unveil at our postseason banquet next week. But it was fun putting that together. It's tough to get just 6. It's going to be even tougher to come up with one from each category.
Some great players this year, and I was out for 2 years, and I came back this year. Thank you for that. And I enjoyed seeing them all and watching them play. It was a fabulous year. Thanks.
Thanks for your time. Great effort again. We'll see you next week at the banquet show. Time for us to take a break. We're going to work the room a little bit here at Petra's when we come back here on This Week in River Parish Football. The finalist for the RiverParishFootball.com Offensive Player of the Year, West St. John running back Kylan Favorite. The senior led River Parish football in rushing with 1,315 yards and in rushing touchdowns with 19. He averaged over 8 yards a carry and was second in scoring with 21 touchdowns and 4 extra points. West St. John running back Jeremy Jackson. The junior led River Parish football with a 9.3 yards per carry average. He was second in River Parish football in rushing with 1,135 yards and third in scoring with 19 total touchdowns. Letcher quarterback Rustin Mathern. The senior completed a River Parish high 67% of his passes, throwing for just under 2,000 yards in 10 games. Mathern threw 21 touchdown passes and just 4 interceptions. He also finished 8th in rushing with 666 yards. With 14 touchdowns on the ground, he was 5th in scoring. Hahnville running back Sergio Medina The senior rushed for 1,035 yards, but did so in only 7 games. His 148 yards a game average was #1 in River Parish football. Despite playing only 7 games on offense, he wound up with 15 touchdowns and was 4th in scoring. Riverside running back Jonquil Sanders. The senior was the top scorer in River Parish football with 25 touchdowns and was the only River Parish player to rank in the top 4 in both rushing and receiving yards. He finished 4th in rushing with 950 yards, averaging 6.6 yards a carry, and 3rd in receiving with 669 yards. Riverside quarterback Deuce Wallace. The freshman led River Parish football with 2,746 yards passing and 31 touchdown passes. He also completed 61% of his attempts. The candidates for the River Parish Football Defensive Player of the Year: St. Charles senior linebacker Luke Jackson, St. James senior linebacker Seth Keller, Destrehan junior linebacker Rajon Marbley, St. Charles senior safety Sam McMahon, Hahnville junior defensive end Jovan Murray, and West St. John senior linebacker Dontre Turner. The finalist for the RiverParishFootball.com Athlete of the Year, given to a player who excelled at more than one position: East St. John senior quarterback, defensive back, punter, and returner Leonard Davis, West St. John junior running back and returner Jeremy Jackson, Hahnville senior running back, linebacker Sergio Medina, Lutcher senior wide receiver, kicker Spencer Roussel, Riverside senior running back, slot receiver, and returner Jonquil Sanders, and St. Charles sophomore quarterback, running back Austin Weber. Our finalist for the RiverParishFootball.com Coach of the Year: East St. John's Philip Banco, Lutcher's Tim Detillier, from St. Charles Catholic Frank Monica, Riverside's Bill Stubbs, West St. John's Robert Valdez, and Hahnville's Lou Valden. The winners will be announced on next week's show. Petra, the River Region's newest dining experience, located in the heart of LaPlace, offers full-service dining, an elegant lounge, and abundant meeting and special event space. Featuring an exotic menu filled with local flavors, Petra offers an express lunch served up in 30 minutes or less, and a variety of daily specials. The lounge features 6 TVs, a full-service menu, and daily happy hour specials. Perfect for a business meeting or to spend a nice evening with friends. Our lounge offers the elegance you expect and the service you deserve. Celebrate your special moments at Petra Restaurant and Lounge, the River Region's newest dining experience.
It's a whole lot better for planned service than it is for demand service.
That's why at Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating, we've developed a unique umbrella for our customers known simply as
Comfort Club.
We're what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and we guarantee that satisfaction 100%.
Now's the time to call Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating and just ask for
Comfort Club. At MyHealthInsuranceLady.com, we offer online quotes for Blue Cross, Humana, and Coventry, just to name a few.
That's my health insurance lady.
We offer you expert advice on choosing a plan that's right for you and your family.
That's my health insurance lady.
So go to MyHealthInsuranceLady.com for your health insurance needs.
That's my health insurance lady.
MyHealthInsuranceLady.com. It's the holiday season at Petra Restaurant, certainly a great place for some of your special events. We're here with Alex. Alex, tell us a little bit about Petra.
First of all, thank you. And we are up in here. We have the new menus, and we went for the holidays, we went for Christmas. We have a private room, and just come try us and give us a shot.
As always, tell your family we said thank you very much for having us again.
Thank you very much.
A player that really stood out.
I think Austin Weber is going to be a great asset to St. Charles Catholic in the next 2 years.
When you think back in your high school career, what stands out when you think back on it? You've been removed from it for a couple years now, John.
I got a few memories. One of the greatest ones is the year Katrina hit, and then we had a few guys come in from Metairie in the New Orleans area, and we came together as a team it started out rough at first, and then we ended up making it to the Dome. So that was one of my greatest memories.
What were some of the better pictures that you took this year that your favorites?
I have to give Debbie the credit because she's got the one that when Lutcher lost in their playoff game, number 7 was on his knees with his head down, and some little kid came up and was kind of like leaning over behind her saying, "It's okay."
Torian Shorty, and I don't know if it was a relative, but there's already been a request for that picture, and we put the headline, "Say It Ain't So." But you're doing a fabulous job. Cannot wait to see the video next week.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that'll pretty much wrap it up this week for This Week in River Parish Football. For the young, fine players from St. James, for Coach Robert Valdez at West St. John, I'm Eric Ritchie for the entire crew with This Week in River Parish Football. Thanks so much for watching us. We'll see you next week for our awards banquet. Good night, everybody.